where I was like a little bit nervous. Like, how am I going to survive fasting? Oh my gosh, it's hot. Oh my gosh, it's a long day, and I have to work, and now I have kids. How do I do all of this? And those are all like the bare minimum things. Then there's the pressure of like, how do I make this Ramadan the best Ramadan by doing this and doing that, and what are your Ramadan goals? And it can all be quite overwhelming. And when I discovered hacking those two things, prioritizing good hydration and prioritizing good protein, it changed the game. And I was like, oh, actually fasting is easy, and now I can add whatever else. It's not, and then some Muslims will argue and be like, it's not supposed to be easy, it's supposed to be hard. Like, okay, fine. But if we can make it a little bit easier so that you have a little bit more bandwidth for other things, why not? A lot of the times if we're not prioritizing our hydration and our protein, we're feeling weak in the beginning days especially. We're feeling tired, headaches, nausea, standing up and feeling like you're going to fall down when you stand up too quickly. You're all nodding because at some point you felt some of that. And those are great examples of a level of dehydration specifically. So, on average, you're losing between 1,500 and 2,500 milligrams of sodium in a day just by living. So talking, going to the bathroom, the sweating that you do without exercise. Then you're adding a hot climate or exercise, and you're just pumping out your sodium. Same thing with potassium. Potassium is, I think, 2,500 to 3,500 milligrams a day. Magnesium is between 150 milligrams and 200 milligrams or 250 milligrams. So taking that into consideration, we start to understand why hydration and why electrolytes are so important. What happens with training and why it's important to be pre-hydrated, so it's important to arrive for a training session already hydrated, is that we want to increase our blood plasma. And we do that through drinking electrolytes or consuming electrolytes. As your body starts to move, the blood starts to pump to your muscles. And if you're not adequately hydrated, in other words, you haven't adequately raised your blood pressure, your blood plasma, your body goes, I don't know what you want. Do you want me to send the blood to your biceps? Do you want me to keep sending it to your head? Like, what do you want from me? So that's from a training perspective. Similarly, from a fasting perspective, I like to look at it the same way. Like, let's go into Ramadan, let's go into the fasting day already hydrated, so that you are not suffering halfway through the day, right? And then at the end of your fasting day, you want to fill up or rehydrate so that your body can recover and replenish. So starting your day, starting your suhoor with 750 to a liter of water, which to a lot of people feels like a lot to get in, but it's better than 2 liters, right? So a lot of people are like, oh my God, I need to drink 2 liters of water. You're just going to pee the whole day, and then all those electrolytes are going to come out of you. So and if you're just doing 750 mils of water, but you're adding in your electrolytes, all of that is coming in. And then you can look at adding in other hydrating foods. So whether it's watermelon or yogurt or cucumber. So getting little bits of hydration from other things. So that's a really good protocol to look at how to start your day. Now, if you are anti anything that comes in a packet and you don't want to use a product like this, that's fine. A lot of people say to me, what about Celtic salt? What about Himalayan salt? Like, I just add a pinch of that into my water. Great. It's great. It's a great source of salt, especially Celtic salt. Research has shown that Himalayan pink salt is actually not as good as we think it is. It's mined with explosives. It doesn't come from the Himalayas. It comes from Pakistan. There's a lot of other things inside of it that aren't so good. But from a sodium perspective, an average pinch of salt is 0.3 grams of salt, which is probably about as much as you can palate in a glass of water without feeling like, bleh, okay? So in a pinch of salt, 0.3 grams of Celtic sea salt, there's about 80 to 120 milligrams of sodium. Himalayan salt, there's a little bit more. It's about 100 to 150 milligrams of sodium. Great. So if you are doing 8 to 10 glasses of water throughout the day and you're adding a pinch of salt diligently into every single one of your glasses, you're going to be adequately hydrated. Well done. Not conducive for Ramadan. Okay. So if you're only doing your pinch of salt in the morning and your 1 glass of water, you are going to be dry by 11 o'clock and you're going to be regretting your life choices. So if you want to work on like economy of consumption, like how do I get in as much nutrients, nourishment in a short space of time as possible, it's 750 mils of water with a hydration stick of some kind of your choice in there. That's enough. If that's the minimum that you can manage to get in from a water perspective, that's going to be enough to fire you for the day from a hydration perspective.